As long as it's not under the bed, bro. Like it's not under the bed. Can you imagine banging under the bed? It's like your Harvey is like boom, boom. Let's get it.
Yeah, so Steve Harvey, man. Steve Harvey lost it real bad.
So, I mean, for me, the red flags from that mama could have been seen from a while back. Like you could see it from that time they were just getting to. You ever heard his story? The way he said they met and all that.
No. I don't know how they met.
So now, this guy is chick got around. I think it was a party or something like that. And then he says, "I'm gonna marry this girl or this lady." At that time, no, older mama, of course, just recently. So, and then they met, and then, okay, this is going to be really controversial, but it's just the opinion of many men or many people, even some women included, that when you're marrying a single mom, always pay attention to their daughter because she's a direct reflection of how the mom is. So the daughter, I mean, we all know about Steve Harvey's daughter. She belongs to the streets.
For sure, man.
Like she's out there doing the most. So if the mom was strict, the daughter would have been different. So Steve Harvey married this lady, knowing exactly how the daughter is. And then the other thing for me, I felt like you have your own family.
Yeah.
You're a wealthy man, and this lady has her own family. Like, at the least get a prenup. Get a prenup or something. Yeah, because now the chick is demanding what, 400 million? 200 million.
Yeah.
Bro, and she's the one who, like, you're getting a broken heart and a dent in your bank account at the same time, bro.
What do you think about when Steve anasema that story never happened? He's
defending. He's really trying to defend it, and then I think he's really smart because what he's trying to really avoid is the topic of divorce, so that he can buy time for an out without getting damaged properly.
Yeah.
He's playing it safe because 200 million versus playing it down and then finding some kind of settlement. They separate with some kind of. He'll be giving her some kind of upkeep and all that. Maybe that's in the works. But this brings me to an interesting topic. So allegedly, she slept with a pool boy, right?
Yeah.
This guy has been taking this lady to the most expensive of places, the best hotels.
The best. She's on a
yacht, all that stuff. She's experiencing life that many people will never.
Yeah, for sure.
And then this pool boy just comes and bangs. Probably. You know what that reminds me of?
Yeah.
That socialite from Uganda.
Of course.
Because now you picture this is a big socialite in Uganda. She's like Vera Sidika or Huda, that kind of level, yeah? But then again, this guy, people have been paying you millions of Ugandan shillings to just take her to the best of hotels. Probably billions. Just billions of Ugandan shillings to bang her in a very fancy hotel, Peleka, Dubai, all that stuff. And then like a skinny jama just bangs it out in
the loo.
In a chore, bro. Chore, say. Would you bang in a toilet? You bang in a toilet? Like, not a fancy toilet, like a chore, like, bro.
Let me tell you one crazy thing is that I know I've had some sexual experience in weird places.
Yeah.
Like there's this one time we went to some guy. I won't say much about the place. So we had this guy. This guy has a small house, a bedsitter. And then we are like 10 guys to go up with him. And then madam, it's about everyone with their chick.
Yeah.
So at that time, me, I'm rolling solo like a motherfucker. Then there's just like a chick that is hanging around up with. We just clicked.
Yeah.
And then unajua mkiwa drinks. Anything can happen. Men tulinika tukasignaliana tu.
Toilet?
See toilet. Actually, it started from the toilet.
Okay.
Then it
as long as it's not under the bed, bro. Like it's not under the bed.
It's not under the bed.
Can you imagine banging under the bed? It's like your Harvey is like boom, boom.
So kwa toi ikakuwa suspicious juu everyone is like wameingia kwa toi wawili alafu
exactly
kuendaje sasa kama tutoke nje uzuri ni usiku kwa balcony.
I know it it had to be a balcony though.
God, niliangalia tu hivi niko kuna CCTV mta
but here's my take. If it's you in a house and then you go into someone's restroom or bathroom and then you do it there, it's okay.
It's okay.
But not in a public toilet, bro. Do you know like how fucked up a public toilet is? Like some nigga probably took a dump, it didn't even flash, and then you're eating pussy from that. Like this, you saw how busy that nigga was. Like, this nigga, man.
The guy was busy.
That guy was busy.
Yeah.
So yeah, like just bro, take your hands to the next lodging. Like hata fadhali gari, like hata fadhali kwa gari. Like park somewhere sleeky, go do your thing muko nyuma, but not in a public toilet, bro.
Public toilet,
and then it's that toilet is so fucked up because someone was able to sneak to the rear and actually record that thing. That's how you know.
What I'm really questioning is the fact that there are 2 videos of the same toy and 2 different chicks on the smashed. And
so it looks like that toilet is popular for that.
That toilet is popular for that. And whoever is... So what I think is whoever is recording or whoever is
probably a watchman. Yeah. Actually, I got that impression as well because, you know, if this thing leaks, the guy has more to gain, yeah?
More to gain.
If he tells this mama, you know what, but I recorded this video. I want 1.2 million UGX.
Speaking of which, there's a group, Nico, it's called, I think, Football Banters. So some guy shared a video, a guy explaining a friend Ali meet Kademka fit. He's a big time lawyer in Nairobi. Met a nice chick in Nairobi, uko Westlands, nini. Odem akapata ujamaa anapiga bia. Sayo, the wife ya ujamaa ako pregnant. So this guy is just out here trying to get his mind straight. So Kademka akakuja akamwambia, I just want some company. Naweza kaa na wewe.
Yeah.
Jamaa akakubali akakaa na dem nini. So akamwambia dem, me I'm about to leave. Dem akamwambia don't go. If you give me more company, I'll buy drinks. The guy was like, okay.
Cool, no beef.
I'll buy drinks. Bitch bought Glenfiddich.
18 years.
18 years.
God damn.
Ngapi?
Billy. For 2, oh man.
Wakapiga wakatoka kwa club at around 4. Jamaa kaenda na dem kwake. Ama sijui alienda lojo. Sijui wapi. Smash. Jamaa karudi home kitu 7 asubuhi akacheki wife nini kapika nini. So it became a thing for them. And this chick has a Land Cruiser Discovery.
Yeah.
It's a Land Rover Discovery.
Oh yeah, okay.
Discovery. Yeah. And she looks like she has money.
Yeah.
So after a while, this chick gives this guy an idea. Anamwambia tusituishe cost. I'll pay for you, Tiko, you. Everything we go. So kwenda cost, that was the trap.
Yeah.
Wakienda cost, udem alieka cameras zirecord kwa hotel room.
Oh shit.
And he's a big time lawyer.
Oh man.
So nakwambia huyo mzee alikanyaga hiyo kitu. Sasa mzee anasema sasa yani aligonga design yenye hadi akashangaa kwani mimi
na
so akamwambia if you don't give me 10 megs
bro,
this video is going public ASAP.
Oh man, alafu unajua it's possible you can get what is it called disbarred or something.
You
can lose your license.
So udem ni crazy. This bitch came up with a payment plan for this guy. Akamwambia you're going to give me 2 million every month
for 5 months.
For 5 months ndo tutokane, or else video everyone will see this video.
Alafu unajua jinga ni nini? You can still pay that 10 mic and still that video will be released. Like that's you in a hostage situation. Imagine your pesa kisha and then akupigia simu akwambia by the way I need re-up 2 million.
Yeah. Man, hiyo ni lifetime blackmail.
That's lifetime blackmail. Yeah.
Me, I think me nazamwambia you wanna put out this video? Fuck it, go ahead and
do it. Wacha to trend. Do you think that's what Adam 22 did?
Of course.
Or if I alimwambia bro, your piece is not doing anything to me. You either give me big piece or I go get it somewhere else.
It's one of they're called cuckolds. The guys who
cuckoldry,
enjoy seeing their women getting banged. Nini, is a crazy thing. And is it a financial thing for them, or is it just
Adam 22's family is rich. Like those guys are wealthy. It's not a money thing. It can't be a money thing. No. Adam 22, they're rich, very rich.
So for
it's
him,
not about money.
for him to be talking about they made the good financial decision is
Please, it's just
bullshit.
Bullshit. It's just trying to make it look like it was worth it.
Fuck.
But deep inside, it wasn't.
Hey,
the
man.
family is rich. Adam 22's family is rich. And then, man, funny enough, everyone is talking about Adam 22 and the wife. No one is talking about the guy who actually did the
Yeah.
That guy, I think, has only had one interview, and and he just said, "Me, I was doing my job." For me, I don't choose. I'm presented by directors. Come to me, they tell me you'll be doing this with so and so, and this is how we want it to look like. Sawa. Me, I'll show up, do my thing, go home. So, do you feel bad that the married? Do you know how many married porn models are in this industry? Like most of them are married. Most of them have families, so it's not a big deal for me. We shoot with the husbands in the room, and it's okay.
No shit.
Yeah, so
no shit.
Yeah,
Man, I can't imagine.
God forbid, but even if I'm disabled, like paralyzed from neck down, I can't sit and watch my wife getting banged out.
For sure.
Psychologically, it'll destroy me.
For sure.
Yeah, so ni heri tu we divorce. If I'm too much, let's divorce. You go do your thing. Go and let me not know.
Mademu uko na fantasies zingine hatari sana. You'll find that all these ideas zilikuwa idea yote.
Highly likely.
Kwa sababu I don't see any comfort.
There's no man who's in charge who will accept, even if it's for how much. Unless you're really broke and you really need that juice. You're on the edge by you and you really need that mula, ndo utakubali. And you live and pimp your girlfriend out. Asema, hey manze, EW is around. You know who EW is?
Man, I saw there's one interview they did. Adin Ross, you know Adin Ross?
Yeah.
Adin Ross, Andrew Tate, and Nani? Adam 22.
Yeah.
Is that the same one you're talking
Yeah, that's
about?
the one I was talking about. Adin Ross wasn't even in that interview. He was just like a middleman. The interview was between Andrew Tate. So that's when you could actually see the difference between a man who's actually a man and a man who's a cuckold.
Of course.
Because that Adam 22 really tried to make Andrew Tate look bad in so many instances, and he failed miserably.
He failed. He couldn't make him make a mistake.
Exactly, to the extent that he said, "I'm willing to have a threesome between you, my wife, and you and my wife, the three of us." Andrew Tate akasema, my friend, there's so many things I value in my life. Your wife is not even pretty enough for me to try it. Like, he actually called her ugly. He said, it's not that your wife is ugly, it's just that I can't do it.
Fuck it. Let's hear Adam 22 saying that, how sasa anaongelea the wife sasa anasema, her pussy came back to the normal.
This nigga friend, bro. This guy. That guy. There's just so many things wrong with that statement.
Mathe.
And then you saw that in that interview in Adin Ross, the wife was complaining that Adam 22 is the one who cheats. I'm like, what fucking double standard is this?
It's just that women are okay with the double standards that favor them.
Yeah, definitely.
But if it doesn't favor them,
definitely,
it's unfair.
Yeah, it's unfair. As long as they're not benefiting, it's unfair.
Yeah.
Like I think I'm trying to remember. You watch Fresh and Fit. So there's this thing Fresh was saying. He was asking this lady that something to do with double standards. Let me try and remember. It was he was saying when men get money, they go out and look for responsibilities. Or when women get money, they run away from responsibilities. They want to take care of themselves. And when men make money,
take care of them.
They want to take care of the woman and the kids. They move towards responsibility. How many times have you heard a guy say, "Nikipata don't get married"? But how many times do you hear a lady say, "Nikipata don't get married"? So there's that. And then when the woman has money and she doesn't provide, it's not a bad thing. It's her money. But when a man has money and he doesn't provide, he's a deadbeat. He's a deadbeat. He doesn't provide.
Fucked up double standard.
So it's some kind of weird double standard. And those double standards, bro, we can talk about them all afternoon, all evening. There's so many.
A funny thing about women is that they always talk about fairness. And what they don't understand by the phrase fairness only gives opportunity. It doesn't promise an outcome.
It doesn't promise an outcome, yeah.
So the problem is that they expect the same outcome. They expect a good outcome.
Yeah.
And then when they don't get that, they say it's not fair.
Yeah.
It's the same as I'm looking for a very, very good example. I don't know. I'm losing it. So, but the problem is just it's the same as competition. Like fairness means all of us will participate, but
it doesn't mean
everyone
we'll win. Exactly.
So it's more of competition. So women are more into fairness, and men don't really care about fairness.
Yeah. But then now, speaking of women and fairness, and then do you think it was fair for Aziad being put with Ababu Namombe and being attacked in that light? First of all, I don't think they wear the same shoe size. Because the biggest argument was, hey, these guys are sharing a pair of shoes.
But it was some Photoshop.
I think so. I hope
It was
so.
some Photoshop.
I hope so.
Okay, she's
But she was brought up in the Senate hearing, bro. Was that necessary? When Ababu was being questioned, he was asked if Aziad is his girlfriend, bro. Was that necessary?
No, it was not necessary.
Exactly.
Not at all.
And then let me ask you a question. Now, even if Aziad ni girlfriend wake, like, what's the deal? Because now they would say, so you're taking girlfriends on trips. Like, I can take, if I'm going on a work trip to South Africa,
I can take
even if it's official, I can take my family with me.
Yes.
Yeah, but it doesn't mean that I'll use the government funds. I'm also paid, but I have a salary and I have money. But Babu is not a poor man. He can afford to take Aziad and any other girl to anywhere he wants to.
Anywhere.
So was it like I felt like Aziad was just being dragged in, and then I feel like people like talking about it. Like I feel like people usually from the. And this is how she came into the limelight. Like she came trending. Remember that video she did? And then she started just trending. So people like to pick on her every now and then. But kudos to her. She's done a good job protecting her PR. Like her image is not so bad. Other than being involved with the Babu, which is not a bad thing.
It's not a bad thing.
They're both adults,
Our Najua decision they need to make. They don't need to make.
Exactly. I mean, when we know about Bunamomba's history, he always pit us with Kakamegas.
Yes, of course.
What are they called? Miss Kakamegas.
Of course. Every time.
So, Aziad is from Kakamega. Nasenya, she's a catch lady.
I never knew.
So that's what I'm saying. We know his track record.
Slick motherfucker.
Yeah, exactly.
I think Aziad needs to stop picking fights like. I think I said it in another pod where she needs to know the standards that she has to maintain because she's developed pole, and now she's a big shot.
Yeah, like the other fight she picked with this Chira. I felt like that was unnecessary. Considering, Vusi Tembekwayo, this big businessman in South Africa. There's this thing he ever said. He said, every time I come on social media, there's people calling me out for one thing or another. He said, I have no reason to attack you or even reply or even like your comment because then I show my business partners about you. They take their attention to you and then if they see, so Vusi is interacting with this kind of individual, then his brand falls down. So he said there's people, when they question him, he will reply. But you in your one room house in Soweto, you're questioning him. Who are you, bro?
I don't need to answer.
Exactly. So Aziad and Shira, even if Shira is making, Aziad is a bigger brand, bro.
A bigger brand. I know now she's working with the 254 Home, the cloth brand.
Yeah. So she's a bigger brand. She doesn't even need to like that comment.
One thing I know about her is that the way she has established herself, she's being trolled.
Yeah.
But you know what I'm troll? If they happen to meet Aziad like this,
they will kneel.
They will kneel down,
bro. They'll pull a Steve Harvey.
If it's men, they'll pull a Steve Harvey. If you give me Aziad, for sure I'll run out of words to tell.
Yeah.
As in,
for sure.
One, she's pretty.
Yeah, she is.
Cannot take away that.
Then she's successful. And then there's this thing about men meeting very successful women. You get dumbstruck or something like that.
It draws you back. I mean, But speaking of which, I'm going to draw you back to history, Uganda. Uganda. So the thing is, nika, as much as tunaweza kuwa na madem, we might have all that. But there's just this one person who's banging this shit and we don't know.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Yani, imagine, she's a big socialite.
Big.
But she had to stoop too low to let someone hit it in a toy.
Now, funny enough, in this thing, I remember Rihanna said, when you're very popular, you're constantly surrounded by people. It's really hard to get privacy. And when you don't get that kind of privacy, you essentially don't get banged out. So this shorty, she might be, and then the fact that she's a big socialite, yeah?
Yeah.
If Huda was in Tamasha, would you go there and ask for her number and be like, "We see to catch up sometime. Let's grab drinks." Would you have the courage to do that?
Oh, fuck no.
But probably Huda is just checking you out and be like, "Wow, me get this guy in the loo right now. I'm him."
Mathe.
Yeah. So now there's that thing. Now she's a big socialite. Many people will not approach her because one thing people are thinking is, "Oh, for me to get this lady, I'll need lots of money."
Laws.
And even the ones who have money will be like, why should I spend so much money on this one and I can get a prettier one with like almost no money?
Yeah.
So this chick is at that point where I just need a nigga,
So she just needed some.
And then this friend who she's been friendzoning for a whole that one night, Genie kaingia kwa damu kasema, my friend, check see we go to that legendary
God damn.
God damn. Yeah.
Man. But Ojama had time. Imagine that guy had the time. Switch positions, switch things.
He went the whole mile, bro. Like he even he stripped like he was all butt ass naked, bro. Damn. Do you know this thing I was thinking? How many times do you go to a public toilet to pee and you unbuckle your belt? Like completely unaifungua kabisa. Almost never, right?
Almost never.
You'll just unzip, pee, zip up. Like unless you're going for a long call, you almost never unbuckle your belt. This motherfucker in a public toilet had the time to take out his t-shirt, probably even his socks. Because trouser ingetoka aje. And then akaeka his own. We're like, bro, this guy. I feel like it's the same thing that happened to, is it Millicent Omanga? It's extortion to some extent. It's just extortion. And men have realized now guys don't really want to be hardworking. They don't want the easy way out. And extortion nowadays is on the high and high. There's one way or another someone is extorting you, especially if they have compromising images of you. But to a socialite, I usually say this, to a socialite, that's a bump.
Yeah.
You remember what Nani did? And Nani gave the blueprint. Kardashian. That's she. Just funny enough, even like in a Huda, that's the light they nudes and such things. Nudes and such things. That's how they stepped into the field. So to this girl, it's not so bad. It's a damage brand, and unless she's being sponsored by some brands, then some brands will not want to be associated with her.
Man, imagine Kim Kardashian made it from a 60.
Yep. And then where's Ray J?
Oh, no one is even talking about Ray J.
No one is even talking about Ray J, bro.
People forgot.
Ray J right now is just Brandy's brother. Like, that's the only thing.
He only did one interview and spoke about the whole thing.
Yeah.
But the interview was not so interesting because he was reserving a lot.
And then also feel like making a sex tape and putting it out there is draining. It's draining. Bro, like such jobs, like I feel like just being a porn star, it has to be depressing or draining.
It's so much depressing.
It has to be.
Imagine.
Bro, it has to be.
Imagine what Adam 22 goes through whenever anajua wife yake ametoka set.
And then, for me, I feel bad for the children mostly because career day in school, call your parents, what do they do for a living? You're damaging your child's reputation for a long time. By the time they're getting to middle school, now when they know 13-year-olds, bullying is live.
Bullying is live.
Those kids will be bullied.
Yeah,
they'll be bullied using their mom.
Of course.
You get a fathers, your mom, stuff like that. Your dad ain't shit. Yeah, stuff like that. So for these kids, and in college, the more they grow up, it's just going to get tougher. It's just going to get tougher for them. So
I think it's so unfair.
It's unfair to the kids. Like, I wish, for me, if you're going to do such a thing, then try and protect your children at all costs. Their identity and everything. Don't show up where they are. Let people not know about them. Protect them by all means necessary.
Do you think it's too much pressure putting your kids on social media?
Yes, it is. It's also unfair to the children. It's unfair.
You're making a choice on their behalf.
Yeah, it's unfair.
Maybe they would have never wanted.
Never.
I mean,
it's unfair. It's unfair posting. And then there's pedophiles out here, bro. We are innocently posting your child. Some pedophile is just nyongaing with your child, bro.
If there's one thing that is rapidly coming up in Kenya is that shit.
Pedophilia.
That shit is going on so bad. Like yesterday, I was catching up with some guy. We were buddies to go away. So he was telling me about some other guy who was caught with a underage. Juzi tu. And jamaa alitoka ndani juzi tu.
Yani ametoka ndani tena ameshikwa tena.
Man.
God damn.
I'm
That's
like,
crazy.
But she didn't.
There's this. Sorry to cut you short. Have you ever had this joke? Why it's very hard to defend someone who's a pedophile? So a pedophile suggests it's someone who has sexual interest in someone who is under teenage, below teenage, so 12 and below. And then there's levels. There's a hippebophile. There's a there's levels. There's different levels. Like someone who's interested in between 15 and 16 or 14 and 16 has a name. It's not a pedophile.
Yeah, okay.
There's like hippebophile. I've forgotten the others, but there's 4 levels of people who are interested in underage people. Pedophile is just one category of people who are interested in 12 and below.
Okay.
So 13 and onwards, people are only interested in teenagers, but below the age of 16, they have a name. I think it's called hippebophile. And then between 14 and 18, there's a none. So there's levels, but not all of them are pedophiles. There's 4 levels. There's 12 and below, to all the way to infants. Then there's 13 to 15. And then there's 15 to 18. Then they going forward.
I don't know why, but kuna venye ni weird to just imagine someone having interest in kids.
You know, funny enough, it's actually like a disorder. It's more of it, and you've never seen that Deutsche Welle documentary of how Americans, not just Americans, Europeans and Americans, people are flying into, I think it was Burundi, and parents are giving out the infants for money. They're giving out the children for money. I think it's Burundi, yeah? In the mines uko hivyo ndani kwa villages huko. So people are touring those villages and parents are pimping out their children, and it's big business.
Come on.
Yeah. There's a Deutsche Welle documentary on that. You watch it, bro. You will get disgusted on levels you didn't know you could get disgusted. And then that Deutsche Welle documentary, they actually showed the men, like you see a guy sitting with a child. Amemweka kwa mguu hivi. So videographer anasema now they're just recording them. They'll take his drinks and then he'll walk 99.
I think I'll look for that shit.
Yeah, it's on YouTube. I watched it on YouTube. There was a time I was really into African documentaries, like the Mines of Congo, the Mines of Rwanda. The documentary is called Poorest Country in Africa. Poorest Country in Africa. It's about Burundi. I think it's about Burundi. Yeah. So there's a section about, they're talking about how it's so bad that parents are pimping out their children for money.
That's crazy, man. That's crazy.
And it's not for lots of money. It's like for 200 bob, 300 bob. It's for like $1 or $2. It's not for $100. No.
How the fuck would you fly thousands of miles away, ukuje, ulipe ruabe, just to get a toy? Man.
So funny enough, quite documentary, what the parents do, they wash the children, they prepare them kabisa, and then you will get disgusted on levels you've never known.
That's some
get
crazy
disgusted.
thing. Kuna ile nini inaitwagaje, forgetting, but it's also on YouTube. They do documentaries, and then most of they do documentaries on dark shit, like real dark shit. So there's one where Chile was saying she's an escort, private escort, like another guys with entourage.
Yeah.
When they go to, they have these private functions that they go to, and then whenever they go there, they can be sexually abused, but they cannot do anything, and they cannot say
Dudu deals.
Kwa sababu
you heard about Dudu deals?
No.
Dudu deals was popular in Dubai. Yo, those pretty escorts from the US, they go eat shit in Dubai to get money. So they're called Dudu deals.
Shit.
Yeah.
So this chick is talking about Mekuja, you're an entourage, a very wealthy person is going to meet another wealthy guy.
Yes.
And then a bunch of them are coming home. So what happens, like a cockfest.
Yeah.
You fuck whoever you wanna fuck. You do whatever you wanna do. I mean, she said her worst experience was when someone tried to do her anal. So she didn't know. She knew like, okay, today I don't want to get laid, but I know I'll get laid.
Yeah.
Okay, just have to deal with the fact that it will happen. So she's getting into it with this rich fella, and this rich fella is like,
Turn around.
Akajua. It's one of the normal things. The next minute, hey, the Nula is in the diab.
What? and like without notice.
Without notice. Imagine the shock kwanza. Nashangaa tu. But it's crazy how those wealthy people have those kinds of
Wealthy people
things
do
going on.
the wildest shit, man. Like you've watched Black Mirror.
No.
There's an episode in Black Mirror where rich people pay this farmer to go and fuck pigs. Of course, it's a movie. It's a series, but
Imagine the idea.
I know that motherfucker got that idea somewhere.
Yeah,
So somewhere kwa hii dunia,
course.
normally rich people wanalipa pesa. Like, you know, like the Epstein Islands. Me, I feel like uko, people have done the wild. Like, if you've paid money to go there, people have done the wildest things. You want a child, you want a dog, you want a pig, you want to kill someone, do it. Just pay money and you do it.
There is one place in this world penye come what may. With ganji mrefu me, I'll go there.
Epstein Island.
I'll go to Dominican Republic.
Oh, Dominican Republic. Oh, man.
Man.
That place is crazy, especially during those, what do they call them? During the, this Day of Soldado, like, you know, those days, those celebrations where the whole town is celebrating something, Day of the Dead, Day of something. And they are, like, the entire town is celebrating. Imagine LD mzima, tuna party tao mzima. There's drinks, there's, you know, tuko hapo katikati ya tao, we just do time partying. Yeah, Mexico has the same kind of, because they're related tribes. So
Man, I gotta go to Dominican.
if there's one thing I would like to do or visit, is one of these festivals. You see, like these ones where ladies dress in, I don't even want to call them.
I think it's called a carnival.
Carnival, yeah.
Carnival.
I would want to go for that one, bro.
You kidding me?
Things,
Wild.
it looks like it's crazy. Uko, you have to really know what you're doing. Otherwise, you can lose it.
There's one that happened in Sydney, Greece, just recently. There's some guy I know wako huko. Alikuwa na share pictures za madam in bikinis, wako all colored, like they're just throwing out colors, walking around town.
Madness.
Hey. And then guys are just cozy with each other. They're dancing,
Yeah.
I'm like, this thing is just happening in Tahoe.
Yeah.
And there's no one asking questions.
And you know, it's not just alcohol, it's all sorts of drugs. There's cocaine, there's heroin, whatever your high is, you get it.
Of course, man. Speaking of drugs, ule mama de ngara.
Kingpin or Queenpin. Queenpin.
Kenya, do they charge people continue with the
Queenpin or Kingpin? I don't think so. That's an American law. I think Kenya too is just your crime is just like drug trafficking or that, but Kingpin. Kingpin in the US. Okay, correct me. I'm not sure about this, guys. So, but I think it started during your time. No, not Escobar. When FBI, when they used to be called Minutemen or something, they used to fight Sicilian mafia. So the problem was that these mafia bosses, they would get jailed, but due to lack of evidence, they would come out. So they needed a case where once umefungwa, it's done. So that's how the Kingpin and the RICO, you know RICO?
Yeah, I know RICO.
So that's how the Kingpin and RICO cases came about, because those are cases where once umefungwa, your chances of even getting parole are slim to none. You can't come out. Once you're found guilty, it's done.
You can't even get the death.
Yes. So RICO, it's just life without parole. They brought up those things because those guys would come out, lack of evidence. They would force parole, and once they're out, that's it. You can't catch them again. So that's why but Kenya, but Mother Wangara, alafu she's dojo mother when smart. So she said she has a health issue, right?
Okay.
And she was begging the courts to give her bail. If the courts grant that lady bail, I don't think they'll ever
she
see her
will go
again.
missing.
They will never see her again.
Definitely she will go
And
missing.
me, I would like a documentary on that lady. Because I'm sure there's some nasty shit she's done.
Of course.
Ndio uko na 13 million
Kwa keja.
na I'm sure wewe sio boss.
Yes,
She reports to
yes,
someone.
she reports to someone. Because I'm sure hiyo do there is someone who was supposed to clean that money kwanza.
There's accountants.
There's an accountant.
There's a whole lineup of, there's a whole group of people who are supposed to.
That me they cannot handle 13 million.
Billers. And that was 13 million in cash. Allegedly, because me pia makara wa Kenya, I'm sure they got like 18 million.
18, yeah.
Let me sit and hii sita ama hii ya Juni yetu.
Au kuona there was a dispute between DCI and police.
They were saying
Because
DCI
13, police are saying 12.
Exactly.
So one meg ilipotea.
Yeah. And that's not it. There's more ilipotea.
There's more.
You know, funny enough is, see, this money is collected and it's taken to evidence and lockup. Who collects this money? Is it ESCC? Is it, where does this money go? It's supposed to stay in evidence.
I think it goes back
Into circulation as infractions for taxes or something.
It will be used as
But
tax.
how much of that money, when the dust settles, will go back? I don't think they'll take like 1 million.
Well,
For
like
record
1 million
purposes.
will be, yeah, for record purposes.
Hiyo ingine ilifanyika nini, ilipotelea kwa store. Panya zilikula, some shit like that.
What kind of network did this woman have for her to be able to do such a deal?
I feel like, first of all, to be honest, she was a scapegoat, in my opinion. She was a scapegoat. The people who are doing those investigations, I'm so sure they were close to the head honcho. They were really, really close to that. They were almost getting him. Then head honcho said, you know what? I'll give you someone mwenye mkipresent kwa media, people will see you're doing your work. So I said, hey, so who else? So who are you? Because you remember the first time they arrested the wrong person.
Yeah.
Like, you've been investigating this lady for the past 5 years and you don't even know how she looks like? That's a lie.
You know that thing was brought up on TV sometime back in Dambo. K24 did
It's not the same as you 5 years ago.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Imagine, and then you arrest the wrong person.
Exactly. So you've been investigating someone without even knowing them, and then 2 days later ndo mnaenda arrest the right person. Like, bro, really? That's a scapegoat.
They made that
Hapo
woman
piga
famous.
sasa nani mmeshika? That's the rules juu ni nani? Ndio akasema irudi huko anaitwa hivi na hivi. Go get her. Yeah.
I mean, could tell the difference between the two women. Like if you put them on a lineup like this.
Yeah, one is Kikuyu, one is Luya, bro. Like the differences are so, they're not close. Our fanani in resemblance, it's not even close, bro.
So she was, alikuwa collateral.
She was just collateral. So I feel like some head honcho somewhere had to give her up. And then I feel like the fact that she's been given up does not necessarily mean that they'll convict her. Because now the prosecution has to come up with a strong case, present their case in the hearing. The hearing is going to be dragged for a long time, and then eventually atarelisiwa too for lack of evidence. Or she'll be slapped with a very minute sentence. Or because it was weed and she was trafficking, she might get like 25 years.
You know, there are guys, nilishtuka sana kusikia ati there are guys having life because of weed.
Ngusuz. Kwanza tudogo tunyongi.
Imagine.
Alafu unajua, the other thing I realized about our conviction rate and law in Kenya is some of these people get convicted because they don't understand the law. And they don't have enough money to access good lawyers. So they get our lawyers wa pro bono. Lawyer pro bono na prosecutor anamwambia, bro, tuimalize tu. Kuna backlog ya cases. Let's just finish this.
There's a lawyer I was talking to some time back. Kiasi kitu ka 2019 ukanambia. Sometimes ati umepewa public defender. Public defender. So if you know with your lawyer, you have to tell them the whole
story,
the actual thing that happened, and then ajue vile atakutetea.
Yeah.
So when you get a public defender, and then you tell him the whole story, and this guy goes to the prosecution. This guy did this and this.
Yeah.
So let's make it easy. Let's make this case short. I don't want to waste your time. I have 50 cases.
Exactly.
So he's getting rid of them as...
That's exactly what I'm saying. And most of these guys, foot soldiers, they don't even understand the law properly to know how to, this is what happened. And they don't even have enough money to afford a good lawyer. So you just get convicted because what is the sentence for Anyongi? It's like 5 years. And if you plead your case, probably you can get even 6 months na fine. I'm always a part to fine. If you plead your case properly, like you can say, it was given to me and I didn't know what it was. I've never seen weed my whole life. I did not. My friend gave it to me and I didn't know what it was. I have never smoked it. I have no idea how it looks like, so I didn't know what I was carrying. And you stick to it. You stick to that case. The judge will say, "Okay, fine. Your group of friends, yes." Someone gave it to us, like I took it because I wanted to look cool. The judge can say, okay, but you were caught with it, so bigger fine too. Just pay $500,000 or pay 200K story. You seem like a good person. You've never been caught. You have a degree. You're working somewhere well. Just give this guy 100K fine. Alipe aende nyumbani. Usirudie.
But watu wenye wanashikwaga na do kesi za do watu wafungwagi for long ama.
Yeah, it's okay. Now, financial crimes in Kenya, I haven't really studied it properly. But you remember there's a time this Paul, what was his name? This Indian guy who calls himself Paul. The guy who right now is in, I think, Zimbabwe, scamming people gold. Patni.
I think Kamlesh
Patni.
Wa nini?
Golden bag scam. See, he went to jail for, I think, 2 years, minimum security prison. Upper Kenya, because of financial crime. So there's minimum security, but minimum security is like a home care.